Hey boys and girls, Randy Bartlett here today to talk about applause lines. I'm going to try to cover a 90-minute subject in about 60 to 90 seconds, so we'll see how we do. As DJs, as masters of ceremony at weddings, celebrations, our job is to create energy, excitement, to bring that out, to let that emotion come out. And one of the ways we do that is with applause lines. We all seem to know that we're supposed to do that, but we don't really know how to do it as a group. I've seen so many videos, I've watched so many DJs, and the way most DJs get guests to clap is to say, how about a nice round of applause for the father of the bride? Put your hands together. Come on, I can't hear you. Is that all you have? So the reason we want to create applause is to let the natural energy come out. And the best way to do that is organically, to let it come out, to give it room to come out on its own. I love to give this example. If you went to a Broadway play and at the end of the very first scene, as they were singing those last notes and you got goosebumps, it was powerful. And you were about to burst into applause anyway, but if at that moment the voiceover came through the PA saying, ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice hand for our actors? Weren't they terrific? You'd probably still clap, but it would take away from the moment, wouldn't it? Now imagine if that happened after every single scene. That's what we do as DJs. After the toast, we ask for applause. After the introductions, we ask for an applause. We bring them out to the dance floor for the first dance, we ask for applause. When the first dance ends, we ask for applause. So we keep asking for applause. Imagine going to that play and after every single song or scene, the voiceover said, now clap, right? We've all seen the Jeb Bush video, right? Please clap. That's what we're doing on some level. So what we want to do is create a moment that causes people to clap. If I wanted people to laugh, the thing to do is to do something funny, not just to say, hey, everybody, how about a nice round of laughter? If I want them to cry, I need to bring out that emotion. So the same it is with applause. Really easy to do applause lines. It's all in the delivery. If you listen to, State of the Union address, if you listen to, and forget your politics, if you listen to a State of the Union, you listen to anybody, you listen to a celebrity come on the Tonight Show, and they'll say, my wife and I just had a baby, but they'll get applause. But if they say, my wife and I just had a baby, and we named her Jill, and now it's going on, they're not going to get any applause. But if they were to do the same thing and say, yeah, so it's been pretty busy around my house. My wife and I, we just had birth of our first child. People would burst into applause because people know when to clap. So at a wedding, it's a really easy, natural thing. Pretty much all you have to do is to say their name, the name of the bride and groom, anytime you want, and it will generate applause. So if you just say John and Susie Johnson, that will generate applause if that's a correct moment for applause. Now you could say, how about a nice hand for John and Susie Johnson? But you know how clients always say, we don't want a DJ who talks too much? That's what's going on. So generate applause and think about that. You have to plan for that. So when I open up an event, the first thing I want to do is to create applause. That's the very first thing because it does a number of things. It focuses all of the guests. It creates some natural energy in the room. It gets them listening to what I'm about to do. There's so many different things that come into play. Well, how do you do that? For me, it's very simple. I step out to the middle of the dance floor. My DJ lowers the music for me. And I say, good evening. Welcome to John and Susie's wedding celebration. And if you do that correctly, 100% of the time, it works. Now, if you say, good evening, welcome to John and Susie's wedding celebration. My name is Randy and I'll be your master of ceremonies this evening. You're not going to get applause. It's not the same. But I'm going to do those same things. Welcome to John and Susie's wedding celebration. And I do throw my hands up in the air because it's a Pavlovian sort of response. Once they cheer, then I can say, my name is Randy. I'll be your master of ceremonies this evening. Tonight is going to be so much fun. Before I bring the wedding party, I want to take just a second to introduce the parents sitting right over here. John's parents, Jim and Susie Johnson, who have been married for 38 years. Yay! Right? So applause line, applause line, applause line. This very organic thing. When you do that, by the end of the day, guests are so used to clapping and cheering and being excited that all of that comes into play. And here's where that's really important. You know, when you're trying to get them out on the dance floor, if you can create energy and excitement and emotion, people will dance because that's part of the celebration. If you've got a bunch of boring people, if you walked into a Toastmasters meeting and said, let's dance, good luck, because that's not the mode for that. So you want to create this energy and excitement so that the party, so the celebration, so the excitement can happen a little bit later. So think about your applause lines when you first come out. You should have applause within the first 5 seconds of speaking, and it's really that easy. Good evening or good afternoon. Welcome to, and when you do that, by the way, you don't have to have 100% of their attention. If I get 50% of the people cheering, welcome to John and Susie's wedding celebration, and 50% of the people are clapping, the other 50% are like, what? Oh, what are we clapping for? Yay, what happened? I don't even care. I now have their attention. Now I can do, but I can't now go, so this afternoon, how was the reception? It was all good? Yeah, okay, well listen, there's a lot of things. I want to tell you where the bathrooms are. You can't do all of that. Get them focused, create some energy, and think about everything you're going to do. So when you're going to bring them out for the first dance, make sure that's exciting and fun and has an applause line. At the end of the first dance, how do you get them to applaud? Well, you could say, how about a nice hand for the bride and groom? But you could really just say, John and Susie Johnson. And that will create excitement as well. All right, my 60 to 90 seconds are almost up. I see that I'm at 6.5 minutes. So another big life from Randy Bartlett. Work on your applause lines. This should be a measurable thing that you can do. This weekend, go out and just try an applause line and then challenge yourself not to ask them to clap, to just create the opportunity. People will clap if given two things. Remember this. People clap if given a reason and an opportunity. Reason is John and Susie Johnson. Opportunity, shut the front door and let them speak. All right, got to go.